Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. My name is Dan Parodi. I've been part of the BraveMaker Board since inception, and it's my privilege today to invite you into financial partnership with BraveMaker. It would be ill-fitting, I think, to invite you into partnership with BraveMaker or talk about BraveMaker without sharing at least a brief story. Many years ago, I was involved with a group that was managing a business co-working space incubator in San Francisco, and along with a retail cafe that was downstairs. So one morning I was startled to hear a man shouting downstairs angrily, and when I looked down and saw that he was shouting at no one, just the air, one of those classic San Francisco moments. And I noticed the cafe staff looking up at me with pleading eyes, so I went down to alleviate the situation. And so as I walked downstairs, I noticed a hush began to kind of fall over the workspace. And by the time I got to the bottom of the stairs, I realized that these next moments were crucial. It was less about what I did and how I did them that really mattered. I grabbed a stool and pulled it up next to the man, and I sat down, extended my hand, introduced myself, and welcomed him into the space. Asked him how his coffee was, and he had never been in before. So I explained the work that we did and pointed out some of the different groups that were working on some pretty cool stuff at the time. And I also told him about this coffee drink that we had developed that I was pretty excited about, that was designed to help alleviate human trafficking in Peru, which he seemed kind of keen on. So I had the cafe staff bring a bottle over and opened that with 2 cups, and we shared that and talked a little bit more. Learned a little bit about his story, where he lived, that he was working in the neighborhood for the next couple of weeks. Even shared a little bit some of his personal struggles with me. And as we wrapped up, I handed him my business card and told him if he was ever in again and needed anything to ask for me. And we shook hands, and that was pretty much it. And I went back upstairs. The office slowly came back to life. He sat there for another 20 minutes, never made a peep. And Lawrence would come in every day to the cafe, order a coffee, sit in the same seat for half an hour, and never again made another disturbance. So what does this story have to do with financial partnership with BraveMaker? You know, I think for me, this story just reminds me of 2 things that Tony Gapastone says all the time. He says, brave stories change the world, and you are the story. And I guess for me, what that means is embodying the way that we ultimately would like to see the world think and behave. And when we do that, it leaves ripples that literally change the world. In this little moment with Lawrence, where I feel like it was one of those rare times where I was aware enough to do the right thing, was less about the interaction with him and more about the rest of the people in the office who had the opportunity to engage with that story at that time. And it just shows the power of story. And it shows the power of what BraveMaker brings to the table. That kind of work is rare and unique in today's age. And I think work like that needs to be fueled. It needs to be let loose. It needs to continue to blow through barriers. We live in a really weird time where there's so much noise and so many voices that are trying to tell us how we should think, how we should act, the things that we should care about. And I think what BraveMaker offers is a platform to engage with story that provokes us to think and care and act in ways that ultimately resonate with our personal, deeply held values. I think that's the work that's worth getting behind and funding and supporting and partnering with. So here's my request today. I'd like you to contribute, obviously. And I want you to strongly consider making a monthly contribution, whatever the amount is. And here's why. It's less about, it helps the staff plan and manage, which it does. But it's not about that. It's about every month when you get those statements and you open them up and you see all the different things that you pay for and subscribe to see the BraveMaker line item in there is a reminder that it's not this thing that maybe you supported or donated to that's out there, but it's this thing that you're part of, and it's part of you. And I'd like you to consider donating that way so it becomes more of a part of who you are than just this thing that you support. And here's how it looks. $1,000 a month would help us produce and finish a documentary on anti-racism that follows Redwood City students in their journey to become anti-racist, and would help us put together curriculum with the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative to go along with that. $500 a month, we can create, write, and produce 1 short film on justice, diversity, and inclusion each year. At the same time, empowering and training budding filmmakers. $100 a month would support a student intern as they learn to navigate their careers. $50 a month supports production of 2 podcasts a month. Every dollar has impact. For transparency, I commit $500 a month to BraveMaker, which for me is a brave amount. But, well, there you go. Thanks for being part of today. It's been a real thrill to see so much participation and enthusiasm. And thanks for listening and considering. Peace.